we are into lean concepts part 2. So we had covered a lot of topics in Six Sigma. On the last couple of sessions, we are going into the detail of lean concepts. We had started some lean concepts in the last session, and this is part 2. And for those who are here for the first time, I wanted to communicate this. So in the early 80s, we spoke about Eli Whitney, who spoke about interchangeable parts. And then 1909, and then Gilbert, we spoke about process charts, motion studies. So Gilbert contributed. We are now honoring those people who contributed in this lean journey, who actually laid the foundation for this lean thinking. Then in 1911, Frederick Taylor. Today, we are talking about industrial engineering, and Frederick Taylor was a gentleman who laid the foundation of today's industrial engineering. The time study, the work study, the standard work combination sheets, etc. And in 1930, Henry Ford assembly line, which was the starting of the mass production. Henry Ford's assembly line was the starting of mass production. That is Edward Deming. That was Edward Deming. And who is this gentleman? 40s to 60. There were two great gurus. That is Joseph Juran. So Deming and Juran also laid the foundation of total quality management, and 60s to 80. Taiichi Ohno and Shigeo Shingo, Toyota production systems, just-in-time systems, all the foundations laid by them. James Womack, and Daniel Jones. And he first wrote the book called The Machine That Changed the World. In the history of the lean timeline, it is important to note that Eli Whitney, during that American Civil War, used the interchangeable parts in rifles. And Frederick Taylor did a lot of work in time studies and work standards, and Gilbert and process charts and motion studies. Walter Schubert, today what we call as statistical process control, the control charts, the foundation was laid. He did a lot of work in Bell Laboratories. Henry Ford, assembly lines, and then Juran, Ishikawa diagram, Ishikawa, the Italian economist, and Wilfred Pareto. Wilfred Pareto was the Italian economist, and I beg your pardon, and Ishikawa was in Japan, cause and effect diagram, right? Fishbone diagram. All these gentlemen contributed during the World War II. Shigeo Shingo, particularly his book on SMED, single minute exchange of die, is quite famous. Just-in-time manufacturing, and Ichi Toyoda and Taiichi Ohno did a remarkable work of Toyota production systems in Toyota. And James Womack, who studied Toyota for about 5 years, got his doctorate and wrote this book called Machine That Changed the World. And then John Krafik wrote a book on lean manufacturing, and Michael George. In my studies, probably I found this book as the first book which combined Lean and Six Sigma. Lean and Six Sigma, combining Six Sigma quality with lean production speed. So these are all some great books that we have seen. And one of the must book in this lean is lean thinking. So lean thinking, what is lean thinking? Is a way to specify value. Line up value-creating actions in the best sequence. Conduct those activities without interruption whenever someone requests them, and perform them more and more effectively. So this is exactly verbatim what is written in the book, Lean Thinking.